Hi there, Heather here. Quit smoking. It's probably the best well-known application for hypnotherapy. But here I want to talk about what you should expect. And the is that quitting smoking is different for everyone. The reasons that we all started smoking and the reasons that we want to quit, our perceptions for smoking are all completely different. We need to address whether it's an addiction or a habit. People can quit with just one session. Unfortunately, some people do expect that one session will cure all. But there's no hard and fast rules here. And to go back to a childhood analogy, some of us would dry at night pretty quickly, and some of us took a lot longer. We're all human. We all learn at different rates. First time you come for your hypnotherapy session, and there's no way I will know until you come for your first session whether it's likely to need more than one. We need to understand all about your relationship with cigarettes. So there's lots and lots of questions, and if you look at the picture, there's various choices that we're all familiar with. And part of the reason for all the questions is to help me understand, and you, what your beliefs and perceptions are toward some of these things in this picture here. And once the questions are asked, we can decide your route. And at that point I can actually tell you how many sessions I think you will need. We can discuss if you're really ready to quit, or maybe cut down first. We can also discuss whether you're likely to need tools, whether you're likely to find certain situations really stressful for you in terms of cravings where you know that you're likely to be weak. And we can also discuss the options for relapse therapy. And once we've decided the way forward, because I really need to understand what your perceptions and beliefs are about hypnosis. If you think that I'm going to snap my fingers and you'll be running around my therapy room like a chicken, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. That's the kind of thing we need to address. So I do apologise a few more questions. And then we'll go on to what we call the suggestibility tests. They're not actually tests, they're actually to help me understand what your senses are, where your strengths lay. Are you a strongly auditory person, or are you very visual? And I don't really know until I do these tests. And these tests help me get you into a really good hypnotic trance. And then, once I have that information, we get down to business and do the therapy session. If you'll have seen the other video about understanding hypnosis, you'll realise that hypnotherapy really can break the chain. And in the case of cigarettes, you know it's poisonous, you know it's bad for your health, but sometimes, even despite your best efforts, it all goes over your head. This picture on the left here, for instance, some of these chemicals are quite frightening, but it'll all go over your head if you're really not bothered. And with hypnosis we can really get all of this to stick in your head, stick into the most powerful part of your mind and really break the chain. For those of you thinking that it's a one-cap-fits-all, you're completely wrong. Your therapy session will be different to anybody else's. It's tailored to you. And some of the things that may be in your session are things like EFT, emotional freedom techniques, anchoring, or NLP. It just depends on what comes out in all the questions that we asked right at the beginning. But what you should know is that research has shown that hypnotherapy is successful in nearly 97% of cases, and it's really important that you're completely honest and give feedback, because we may not get it right the first time. We need to understand which bits worked and which bits didn't. So what happens if you do relapse? If you find yourself totally overwhelmed by cravings, or you've actually succumbed? Well, the first thing is you must make contact, and there are several ways that you can do that. Phone, obviously. If I'm not around, leave a message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Equally with email, just drop me a note and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Text. You don't want to speak to me? That's fine. Just drop me a text and I will get back to you. And Facebook is equally easy to drop me a note. And when I speak to you, we can actually do a quick therapy session over the phone, a few minutes, and we can have you back on track. But you need to know that the support is there to ensure that you achieve your goals of becoming a lifelong non-smoker. So if you think you'd like to quit, well, it's a big decision. These days, society presents us with a lot of pressure, and there may be a part of you that's saying, yeah, I should quit for health reasons or for whatever reason, and then there's another part of you saying, well, I resent all of the hype. Well, maybe that's the time to have a chat. And if we have a chat about it, we can actually decide the best way forward for you. We can actually discuss options, and we can get you ready to quit if that's the way forward. But the best thing to do is drop me a line or just have a chat with me, and we can tailor everything around you. Thanks for listening. Any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me.